Hi, welcome. Today I am going to explain about the film Mission: Impossible – Fallout. Spoilers ahead, watch out fully. Ethan and Julia are wed by a preacher who turns out to be Solomon Lane in the first scene of the movie. He tells Ethan that he should have been slain by Ethan earlier. Ethan suddenly wakes up from his dream due to a fallout. Following the arrest of Solomon Lane, the remaining syndicate members have adopted the moniker the Apostles, and Ethan gets word that one of them, John Lark, is planning to purchase 3 plutonium cores from unsavory arms dealers in Berlin, Germany, and that John also had a Russian nuclear weapons expert captured. Ethan did. Ethan pretends to be John Lark during the purchase, but things don't go as planned when Luther is held hostage and Ethan decides to free Luther while the 3 plutonium cores disappear. Then, when he watches a CNN news report about how an attack on Jerusalem, the Vatican, and Mecca was caused by plutonium cores, Ethan questions the weapons expert in the hospital. In exchange for John Lark's statement that there can be no true serenity without first going through enormous agony, the specialist agrees to give Ethan the code to his laptop so that Ethan can find John Lark. The specialist then gives the code, and it turns out that the entire CNN news report was phony and that no assaults have yet taken place. Following this, the specialist provides the code, with the revelation that the entire CNN news report was phony and that no assaults have yet taken place. They were in a building that was designed to look like a hospital, but it turns out that Benji was acting as the news reporter. At a gala in Paris, France, Ethan learns that John is planning to purchase the plutonium cores from a lady known as the White Widow. She is the leader of a non-profit that secretly trades in nuclear and conventional weaponry. August Walker, a CIA operative, travels with Ethan to Paris in order to keep an eye on him after the plutonium cores were misplaced in Berlin. They want to halo jump into Paris unnoticed using a CIA cargo jet. They don't get along very well on board, and despite Ethan's warnings about the storm, Walker persists on jumping. Ironically, while they are jumping out of the plane, Walker gets struck by lightning. However, Ethan manages to save him by giving him his own oxygen, and the two are able to land safely. They locate John Lark at the event with the goal of having Ethan take his voice and visage so he may pass for him when speaking to the White Widow. However, Ilsa unexpectedly appears and shoots Lark in the face as he attempts to fight back against them in the lavatory. Without a face to use as a mask, Ethan goes to the White Widow and pretends to be Lark. Ilsa forewarns him that if he does, he would perish because there are many operations in Paris looking to assassinate Lark. With the aid of Walker and Ilsa, they are able to flee from the assassins assigned to assassinate Lark when Ethan is successful in gaining the Widow's trust. It turns out that the Widow only possesses 1 plutonium core and that Solomon Lane must deliver the other 2 to her courier in London, England, who works for the Apostles. Walker gives Sal 1 documents and a notion about how Ethan might actually be John Lark based on the fact that he misplaced the cores in Berlin, and pretended to be Lark in Paris in order to incriminate him. As they do not intend to actually hand Lane over, the team then prepares to have Benji adopt Lane's appearance and voice. Agent Hunley, who claims the mission failed and was a trap, is already there to meet them at their hiding place. Ethan is unwilling to stop and wants to go on. A dispute breaks out. Hunley's phone has been playing this conversation to Sal 1, who declares she no longer trusts anyone and sends her men to find them. but some of those men end up being Walker's men, and a shootout ensues. At this point, Ilsa catches up and is forced into the melee as well. After killing IMF director Hanley, Walker and Lane flee the scene. Walker, however, had a tracker placed on him by Luther, allowing Ethan the opportunity to pursue Walker. Walker says he will kill his wife if Ethan does anything if he catches up to him. After that, Lane and Walker flee on a helicopter. The crew learns Lane is traveling to Kashmir thanks to the tracking device they put in him, which they did when they removed the previous one. Additionally, Benji learns that the moment one core bomb was deactivated, the other one started counting down. After the 15-minute countdown starts, Luther and Julia are able to locate the first core, and they start to disarm it while Benji and Ilsa search for the second core's location. Walker is in possession of the detonator as two helicopters take off from Kashmir. Ethan is able to get hold of the second helicopter's payload and climb inside, where he kills the driver and his guard before taking command of the chopper. Ethan then engages in a protracted pursuit of Walker, who is riding in the other helicopter. The second core is eventually located by Ilsa, but Lane, who also kidnaps Benji, knocks her unconscious and ties her up. She succeeds in escaping, taking down Lane while saving Benji, and the two of them start taking down the second core together. Walker's helicopter is rammed by Ethan, who also disfigures Walker when the hook on his own chopper sets off steam. The two then engage in a fistfight on a cliff's brink. Walker has the advantage because he is naturally bigger than Ethan. They hang off the cliff while holding onto the helicopter line after Ethan uses momentum to stop him. Walker is killed along with the helicopter when Walker is smacked in the face with the hook by Ethan. The detonator's key is then removed by Ethan just in time for Benji and Ilsa to disarm the second core. Ethan is saved when Salwan and her soldiers come there. After Lane is once more apprehended and transported to MI6, Julia thanks Ethan for providing her with the life she has today because of his commitment to do right. You can download this movie by the link in the description. Thanks for watching this awesome recap. Subscribe for regular movie updates.